Welcome back to the Supeologists Podcast.
I'm Alex. That's Nico.
This is the show we dive deep into all things superhero. With all things Marvel or DC, you've come to the right place. Today we've got a fun episode for you as we're diving into Thunderbolts. We're reviewing Thunderbolts this week.
Thunderbolts. Amazing movie. Highly recommend y'all go watch it.
Yep. Just a little overview for what's in store for today's episode. We're gonna start off with We're gonna start off with Summits, Slumps, and Dumps, and then do a brief Supe-dates.
Yeah, because we really want to get into this movie as soon as we can.
Right, and then we'll do our spoiler-free and spoiler-filled review for Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts asterisk, actually.
Yeah. They'll explain that why later.
Without further ado, this week the Supeologists Podcast brings you Super-Thunderbolts Review Man.
That's crazy, chat. First take, we got it.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Never done before, never seen before. Caught on camera, bro.
It's gonna be a clear, such a clear take as well. No cuts. Like any other week, let's kick things off with the highs and lows and the random rates of the week. We're talking about Summits, Slumps, and Dumps. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first, yeah.
Okay.
Hi. I think it might have to be Thunderbolts. Just going to because this man was like, go buy your ticket right now. And I wasn't super excited for Thunderbolts. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. The only excited part I was for Walker, which he did not disappoint. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh, man, I have to go watch this movie. And I think the final trailer came out, and then I watched that, and then I was fucking hyped as hell. I was like, this movie's gonna be good, bro. So yeah, Dump. I got GTA on my PC. I told this man already, but I got GTA on my PC. I already have an account on my console, which is like level 100 something. Because we've been playing that, like, us and our friends, like, for years now. Bro, and it turns out I can't migrate my whole character. So I have to restart from zero. Bro, I have like $10 million on my other account, bro. I am loaded, bro. You know how much I have $100 in my bank account in GTA 5. And I'm like, this is absurd, bro. So, start from the bottom. We'll be there top soon, though. Low? I don't know. It's hot as hell outside.
It is hot.
Yeah. Super hot. I go outside for a second and I'm like already fucking sweating bullets, bro. And I'm like, damn.
It's hot. So is that it? That's it for your song?
That's about it.
All right.
Chill week.
For me, my high, besides Thunderbolts, I was going to say Thunderbolts as well. My high is that it got announced that GTA 6 is going to be released.
Why is that high?
I don't know. It's just something that's probably like the highest of the highs besides Thunderbolts.
Right. Well, you think it's a good thing that it's being delayed?
No, I'm glad we finally got like a set
date.
Yeah.
I thought they said it was going to release this year.
No, this is for May 26, 2026.
Yeah, but they said that they originally said it was going to release this year.
Yeah, but now we have another set date because before it was just like it just kept getting pushed back. We didn't have a set date.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see what you mean now.
My slump, my low. So I went back to school right on Wednesday because I had to be there for like a mandatory dorm building meeting. I went there. But I was like, you know what? I'll stay here for the day and then spend the night and probably stay here until like midday the next day.
Right.
Because I wanted to start editing episode 16. Super Bracket Man, that episode. But I forgot to bring I forgot to download a couple of the files to edit on.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
And I prefer editing in my dorm room because my dorm room has like the actual monitor, whereas here I just have like a TV, and the TV's like it makes everything way bigger. It's just like not as clean or efficient. So I went to school thinking I was gonna get some editing done. I only edited clips, and I don't really like any of the clips I edited, so I probably won't post them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pretty much was there just for the meeting, and then it was pretty much just a waste of gas, really.
Yeah.
Gosh,
damn. Super unfortunate.
Yep. Bright side of that though is like I parked like right next to in the parking lot right next to my building. I thought I was gonna get a ticket. Like I was hoping I wouldn't get a ticket because usually the parking and transformation people they come around and like say he was not supposed to be there. I was there for like
you don't got a tag
7 hours. Not for that lot, no. Because you have tags for like certain lots, and the lot that's like next to my dorm building isn't my lot. So I'm just glad that I didn't get a ticket. And then my random is that when we went to go see Thunderbolts, mind you, so we were like me and Alex, other Alex, were like the second people to get tickets. You were like the fifth person in the
No,
theater.
yeah, because I remember, because I remember, I think he bought them right in front of me, and he was like, bro, no one has bought any tickets. This is a W. We can get some good seats. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I haven't bought my tickets by then, but like, I think like a week later, I bought mine. And then it only been like, maybe like 5 other people like scattered around the theater.
Right.
Like nowhere near us.
Right. And it was great. And then Alex and I check right before we walk into AMC, check like the seats, see how packed the theater's gonna be. And the theater is still pretty much empty. There's probably like a total of like 15.
Yeah,
there's probably like a total of 15 people. And right next to us, right next to where you were supposed to sit, were 2 people. I'm like, are you stupid? You have the entire theater worth of seats to pick from, and you choose.
And not even that, like, there's more seats down the row. Like, you could have picked those.
Like, I get you want to be as like dead center as possible.
No, yeah.
But there's a row. There's like there's X amount of rows below us. That
was completely empty, by the way.
Completely empty.
Yeah.
Dude, and they were like talking. They sound like little rascals, bro.
Oh no, yeah, they were like, oh my god, they need to shut the fuck up. But I couldn't hear a thing they were saying. I know. It's not because I was the furthest one away.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't speaking English, which made it a little bit more annoying. But they were, but it sounded like the whole time. I'm like, are you dead ass right now? Shut your mouth. No, dude, there was an old guy in front of us who was like, when like the movie started.
Oh my god, dude!
He was like, okay, let's get quiet.
Alex was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Dude, so as soon as the movie opened, like as soon as it started, it was like a bright white flash, right?
Yeah.
On our screen there was like a red stain in like the top left corner. I think it was a tomato stain from the Minecraft movie.
Are you serious?
I think someone threw a tomato at the screen. It stained the screen.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, no, I noticed it. It was pretty.
Did you tell Alex?
Noticeable. I nudged Alex. And I was like, "Bro, is that a tomato stain on the screen?" He's like, "Oh my god, it is."
Wait.
He's like, because like, he saw it too. I was like, "Oh, I just making sure I wasn't tripping. I wasn't just seeing things."
I didn't see shit, dude. That's crazy.
It was there though, yeah.
Dude, that's so funny, dude. Minecraft movie incident, bro. That's prime 2025, bro.
Bro, I was waiting. I was hoping there was more people in our theater, especially like kids, because I was gonna wait for like someone for like the movie to be like for the group in the movie to be like, we are the Thunderbolts, but I was gonna wait for someone to scream out, Chicken Jockey, we are Steve.
We are Steve.
I was waiting for that, but I'm glad that didn't happen. Nah, but us during the previews, oh my gosh, so funny.
Bro, some of those previews were god awful, bro.
They were terrible.
Whoever chooses to buy a ticket to go see Megan 2, please show yourself out the nearest door. There's no fucking way you're actually because the first movie was a horror movie, and the second one, it's like they revived her because they destroyed her at the end of the movie. Because I watched the movie, because it's pretty decent. They revived her to go kill another Terminator fucking robot. And Alex turns to me, he's like, I thought this was supposed to be a horror movie. Why am I only seeing action?
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I don't know.
It was like it turned into like a spy thing.
Yeah. I don't even know, bro. And then she was like dancing, doing Fortnite emotes, and I'm like, okay, bro, what the fuck?
What is this?
Yeah.
The sequel ruined the original.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any good movies on there other than Fantastic.
No, there was the what's it called? The one with like everybody in it. The something scheme.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Phoenician scheme.
Something like that. I don't think I'll go watch that either because I watched that trailer and I didn't understand a thing that was going on.
No, I mean I probably won't buy a ticket to go see it, but I'll probably still watch it.
I don't know. I was so confused. I'm like, dude, what am I watching? But it wasn't a bad confused. Like, I wasn't mad about it. I was just like genuinely confused. I was like, what is going on?
Right.
But yeah, it seemed interesting though. Yeah, they have a great cast.
Yeah, the cast is full of like it's got everybody.
Well, yeah,
you think
most
of in there.
well-known celebrities or actors.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for our soup date or
Summits high. I don't fucking know. I don't do the fuck.
All right, so it's gonna be it for our Summits, Slumps, and Dumps segment. Now we're getting to our second segment, our Supe-dates segment. Gonna be a very, very brief segment.
Yeah.
All right, for our second segment, our Supe-dates segment, very brief once again, probably like 5 minutes long.
Okay.
Less than that maybe. I just have 3 things to talk about. First of all, so I have one thing for Fantastic Four, one thing, and then so I have one thing for Fantastic Four and 2 things for Doomsday.
Really?
The one thing with Fantastic Four, it's confirmed that Chris Pratt will have a cameo as Star-Lord in Fantastic Four First Steps, where he would be helping the family as they arrive at the MCU.
The MCU, I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah. It said from Live Warrior, when the Fantastic Four arrive at MCU, they will be in the neighborhood where Peter Quill lives. Here, he will help them later in the events of Avengers Doomsday.
Interesting. That's interesting that he was the first one to be there. Yeah.
I mean, Chris Pratt, or Star-Lord himself, is supposed to have like his own solo project, and he's going to have his own future in the MCU as, like the legendary Star-Lord?
Yeah. I hope they do that, because honestly, his lore is very like
his
extensive.
character in general in the MCU is very good.
Yeah. Concerning
Robert Downey Jr., he is reportedly playing 4 different characters.
Yeah,
in Doomsday.
one of them is Iron Man.
Is
your other Supe-date about Captain America?
No.
Ooh, I
so that you have one.
Yeah,
you have one. Okay. So Marvel comic writer Chris Claremont reveals that Robert Downey Jr. is set to play Iron Man, Doctor Doom, and 2 other undisclosed roles. Should be quite interesting.
I think there'll be other Doctor Dooms, like other versions.
Oh yeah, there's probably going to be like our traditional green one
and
the white one as well.
No, like actual different versions. Like, you know how there's like the Council of Reeds?
Oh yeah,
he has the same thing.
It's like the. It's the something.
I forgot what it's called, but it's a whole bunch of Victor Von Dooms just conspiring together. So I think that's what it might be. I don't know though.
Why don't you do your Supe-date now?
Okay, so I heard. I don't remember the video, but I saw that. What's his name? The motherfucker that plays Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans will definitely be in the movie, and he'll be Captain America.
But
a young version of Captain America and an evil version of Captain America. And they're also
theories time now.
Yeah.
So, is he gonna be? So you know how like in Endgame, Chris Evans, Captain America went back in time.
Yeah. You think he's gonna come back?
Do we think that we're gonna see that version of him
aged or old?
Well, so he goes.
No, he's already old.
As the end of Endgame, he's an old guy.
Right.
So by them saying a young Steve Rogers, I think it's going to be like Endgame Steve Rogers because he's technically younger.
Right. Maybe. I don't know.
So when he goes back in time, the time-traveling Steve Rogers, I think that's the one we're going to get.
Oh, maybe.
So and that might be like Captain Hydra or whatever.
Yeah.
Or there's my personal theory of William Burnside. He was a teacher who was obsessed with
that guy, yeah,
Captain America, and then surgically changed his vocal cords and face to look like Captain America. So it could be that guy too.
Maybe.
But yeah, who do you think it's gonna be?
I have no clue.
No clue.
But I don't know enough about Captain America.
But we can agree that it's still going to be like an evil version of.
Captain America. Most definitely, yeah.
So it's most likely going to be the Captain Hydra.
Maybe, or like I think there's a version of like Captain America that becomes Red Skull, or I think it was his son. I don't remember. I don't remember, but I think that might. I think that might be it. I don't know though.
Interesting.
I don't know for sure. And another thing that I just remembered as I was talking about that, who's the actor for Scarlet Witch?
Elizabeth Olsen?
She's coming back.
She's coming back.
Yeah. As Scarlet Witch.
As Scarlet Witch.
Which is crazy because they emphasize that she's not evil.
Right.
So people are saying, or the guy that I watched on TikTok, he's saying that that like it's some like other version of like Scarlet Witch, and she's known of her past sins of what she's done in the MCU. And Victor Von Doom is like, come with me, like kind of like in a godly way, like repent. And like for repent as you work for me, something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, which I found really, really interesting. I was like, okay, because it's confirmed that Scarlet Witch MCU is dead. Like, she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how they're gonna do this.
Yeah, but everybody in the MCU fandom is like, she's not dead. We're gonna see
No,
her
but
again.
I think they tell, like, they let us know, like, she's dead.
Yeah, it was confirmed that
Yeah.
she was actually dead of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But no one believed that.
No
one.
Yeah, because we didn't see a body or anything.
Right.
So I don't know. It might be a different version. It might be her. Who knows? But I think what's definitive is that she's gonna be working with Doctor Doom.
Right.
It's gonna be like an Age of Ultron thing where she doesn't know what he's doing, and then she figures out. She's like, "This is not how this is supposed to go," or some shit like that. And fucking Doom is gonna be like, "Ask Noah," or something like that. Yeah.
What if they resist? Ask Noah.
That was a hard line.
That was one of Ultron's best.
Dude, Ultron. That's why I hate that they wasted on Ultron. He was such a cool character, and it's voiced by the most amazing person ever.
James Spader, yeah.
Yes, bro. He did such an amazing job.
Mm-hmm. Last soup date regarding Doomsday. This one's specifically for you. Spider-Man. Spider-Man will most likely make an appearance in Doomsday, but it won't be, like, in costume, it won't be Tom Holland. So we're gonna see Spider-Man, but it's gonna be
Tom Holland.
It's gonna be with Tom Holland's voiceover. Cause
AI call hologram.
It could be over the phone, or it could just be like someone else is wearing the Spider-Man suit, and then it's just voiced over. Tom Holland's voice is just voiced over the actual guy.
So he's not gonna have an important role in the movie at all,
right? Which I didn't think so.
Okay.
Because he's filming, I believe he's filming the Odyssey while both the Odyssey and Doomsday are both being filmed right now.
Right.
And he can't do both.
Right.
So it's funny because he's filming. So while Doomsday is taking place IRL, so is the Odyssey. But in the MCU, while Doomsday is taking place, Brand New Day is Spider-Man 4 is taking place. This dude's like everywhere, bro.
Yeah, it is funny. Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for our Supe-dates segment, our second segment.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into our third segment, our spoiler-free Thunderbolts review.
Yep.
All right, getting into our spoiler-free review for Thunderbolts Asterisk. So
I just want to start off by thanking all the actors and directors of this movie because they did an amazing job.
They did do an amazing job. Yeah. So before we actually dive into it, I was thinking, I feel like you can disagree with me if you feel, but I feel like when it comes to the spoiler-free review, I feel like I'm better at that. And then when we get to the spoiler-filled review, that's where
I'll start off.
Right. So I'll take lead in this segment.
Go ahead. I'll probably remember some stuff and chime in the middle of it.
Right. Yeah. Don't do it in the middle. Don't cut me off though. Wait for some dead air. Well, I guess we can start off with our review for it first. Our out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. So in last week's episode, Alex said 7.8. Joe said a 5. I said 8.5. And you said 9.5. On 3, we'll give a review. 3, 2, 1, 9.8. Wow. You're way higher than I was.
I fucking loved that movie.
So
I'll probably go rewatch it again once it comes out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I could probably go buy it on disc or some shit or digital.
Right. So you said 9.8. And I said...
So it's only 3 points above my old one.
And I said an 8.3.
Did you lower or higher?
0.2 lower. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think it's right. It's right there for an 8.5.
I think I know why though.
Greater than you probably do.
Yeah.
But it's greater than an 8. So I just give it right there in the middle at 8.3. So I'll make my points real quick, and then, or I guess after each point you can tell me what you think about it. So I absolutely love the first hour and a half of the movie. The first hour and a half of the movie, I was ready to come out with a 9 out of 10.
Right.
With a 9 out of 10. I was ready. I was like, damn, this is so good. 9 out of 10. Great movie.
Especially their lead up to everything. It was really nice, yeah.
Absolutely. With that being said, the last half hour did ruin it for me.
Really?
It did ruin it for me.
Okay.
I just feel like it didn't stick the landing. The ending did not stick the landing compared to like the rest of the movie.
Okay.
The rest of the movie was built up so great, and then I feel like the ending of it didn't quite match that hype to the end of it, or to the build up.
So you think the climax was like half of the movie and it just went down from there?
So I don't think it went down. I think instead of it
Or
being
just went steady?
yeah, I think it was just
Yeah.
I think it was going up, and then it just kind of flatlined.
Yeah, okay.
The comedy is great. The team building throughout the movie is also great. Like, there's nothing wrong with like the main aspects of the movie.
No, yeah, I think there's one thing I heard about on TikTok where it was like how people were saying that like the Avengers were a family, but some dude made a point that was like, no, they're not. Like after a mission, they like go their separate ways or whatnot. Like they're anything but a family. And he was saying how like Thunderbolts, these people are really gonna come together and like really be a team. And that emphasizes in this movie, like they really are a family. Like they're really there together. Like they didn't like each other at first, but like by the end of it, they're just like, hey man, you're pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, each character had an important significance in this movie.
Yeah.
And great emotional moments between the characters were seen, and these characters all work very well together. Like not even in character, but like as actors, they all fit very well together. And that sets up the future of the MCU in a big way. This movie itself actually sets up the MCU in a
huge part of the
big
MCU.
way.
Yeah,
In
really
a
big.
massive way.
Yeah, which Nico did not like at first.
And it's correct. And it's been set up through the ending and the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Next, I've got the Thunderbolts does a great job of making me care for each and every single character going into Doomsday.
Oh yeah.
Before watching Thunderbolts, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, which one of these characters am I going to be excited to see going into Doomsday? After seeing Thunderbolts, I'm excited for everybody. I care for each one of these characters so much going to Doomsday. And then what any general main plots or points that you want to make?
No.
Okay.
Hit the mark on basically everything.
All right. I'm going to some positives and then negatives as well. Starting off by positives, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. She was a great antagonist.
She really was. Yeah.
And again, before going into this movie, I didn't think I would care about her character, but this movie did prove me wrong.
Very smart, cunning, and charming.
Correct. Yeah. Very, very much all those things. And I also loved her little assistant as well. Her assistant was also it was a great kind of contrast between the two of them. Next, Red Guardian. Oh my gosh, Red Guardian is a great comedic
Red Guardian
relief.
really pushed it this time around.
Him and John together, great duo.
Yeah.
Yelena is the main central character of
in
this movie.
Yeah.
And she really does do a great job of carrying the picture for this team and for the movie.
I was gonna say, they did a great job making her the main character.
Yeah.
And just following her most of the time. Yeah.
It was very smart to make her the main character as well.
Because I feel like if it was anyone else, it wouldn't have made sense.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense. Because besides Bucky...
Yeah, besides him,
Yelena was the only person that we've seen most of.
Yeah, and if it started off by Walker, I'd be like, what are we watching?
Right.
Yeah.
The emotional aspects and the depth of Bob's character was outstanding, and outstanding performance from his actor. I don't know.
No, his actor did such an amazing job, dude.
Yeah, so the chemistry between Bob and Yelena was really good.
Yeah.
I'll go more in depth of that in our spoiler-filled review because I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say why that is yet.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Thunderbolts wasn't just one giant comedy, you know?
Oh yeah.
So in the trailers, it was made this movie's gonna be
pretty funny,
super funny.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it wasn't funny throughout
the whole thing,
throughout the entire movie. Yeah. John Walker was great at being who he is. Very strong moments from being such a douchebag to being a sentimental person to being a funny person to being really a serious person.
Yeah.
His involvement and his chemistry with these characters was very good.
And how he acts with these characters was really good too. Yeah.
Right. and how he acts individually with each one of those characters as well. Yeah. One of my biggest complaints going to Doomsday is that Marvel has this trend of introducing characters and then never mentioning them again, with Moon Knight, for example.
Right.
Thunderbolts does a great job of reintroducing and building on top of these characters.
Oh, amazing job, especially with Ghost.
Yes, especially Ghost.
With Ghost, yeah. You haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah, since Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, which is so long ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was after Infinity War. It's 2018.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I think that one was 2019.
I don't know. Cause it was before Infinity War, yeah.
No, it was after Infinity War.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
No. No. Really?
Because Ant-Man and the Wasp weren't even in Infinity War. And then Thanos snapped, and like the ending of the movie ended with Hope and her family, her mom and dad, getting snapped. And that's how Scott got stuck in the quantum realm.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Yeah, after Infinity War, it was Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
They were happening at the same time, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't think there was a before or after. They were like, everything was going down at the same time, basically.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Thunderbolts does a great job of reintroducing and building on top of these characters, and it makes it more exciting for me to see them in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Any positives I had to point out for you?
No. Basically, that's it,
yeah. Negatives. Number 1, Bucky ain't shit in this movie. No, he's not. He was constantly...
He had some cool movement. He had some cool moments.
He had some aura moments. Literally, so... we've gotten... This is not a spoiler because
But to be honest, though, they all aren't shit at all, though. Like, they're all low-level lackeys at this point.
Okay, but, like, the point I'm trying to make is that for the way that he's been propped up in previous projects for the MCU, and then him in this movie trashes everything that's built his character, pretty much. So he was up here. Thunderbolts, like, in terms of, like, can get shit done.
Yeah.
So he was up here, now he's down here. Bro.
Motherfucker want the Winter Soldier back.
So, yes and no. I want, like, the battle side of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I want our version of Bucky, you know?
Yeah.
But in this movie, he definitely needed to, like, someone needs to grab that red book and start screaming those words in his head again. No way,
bro. That's crazy work.
And then, what do you think my big problem with this movie is? Because you said you think that you know what my big problem with this movie is. I think
it's a spoiler thing.
Just say when does it take place in the
end?
At the end?
Yeah.
Correct. My problem with this movie is the ending.
Yeah.
I am not the biggest fan of the ending. Both the way they went about Century / The Void, and the last bit with Valentina. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Yeah.
Gets my blood boiling.
No, really, because he turned to us and he was like, "No fucking way!"
No, I said that out loud in the movie. I'm like, "No way, that's not. That's no way. That's where they were going with this."
Yeah, and I was like, "Relax, bro. I don't think he's gonna stick."
Oh my gosh. Another negative. Yelena's hairstyle.
You didn't like it?
No, I loved it. Absolutely. No, I loved it.
So then why are you pointing it out?
So the only negative about it is that her hairstyle changes every other scene that she's in. Like every other frame she's in. Say.
I remember in the beginning it was like kind of wet. Like when she met. I don't know.
No, that's not even what I'm talking about. Yes, that was like. There was one point in the movie where all of them are together.
Yeah.
And let's say it's the frame is on her. She has like dry, normal hair, and then it cuts to John, and then it cuts back to her. Her hair is like a mess, or it's like even cleaner. It's an even cleaner look. It's
okay.
Her hairstyle changes every other frame she's in.
I'm like, they're obviously doing things. Duh, her hair change.
No, it'll be just a conversation.
No, yeah, but once you said that, I was like, okay, I understand a little more.
Like Alex leaned over and was like, how many hairstyles is she gonna have this movie? Yeah, I mean, I liked her hairstyle. It's just that it was distracting that it kept changing
yeah.
throughout the movie, like an absurd amount. And then this is my last negative. This one's kind of a big one for me. Besides the ending, I feel like there was too much off-screen storytelling. So you said earlier, I think this was off camera, but you said earlier before we started recording that you felt that the movie was too short.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like the part of that is that there was too much off-screen storytelling.
Yeah.
Specifically when it came to Bob / Sentry / the Void.
Yeah.
Especially so when it comes to Bob or Sentry, and his storyline, it has some holes that's left over, and I have like a lot of questions about his character. Like,
Okay.
even after the movie, you and I were still like, wait, so who
No,
is
yeah, we
this
were
guy
trying to
now?
predict things like how does he work, how does this gonna go in the future,
Right?
Yeah, because there's a scene at the end that like emphasizes that like something like he can't do something without doing the other, which is like
Like
confusing.
who his character is now.
Yeah, which
Right.
is confusing because like okay, but,
Mhm.
like didn't you get social like experimented on for this reason though? So it's like super confusing. Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, obviously there's questions about who he is
yeah,
now and going to
basically.
the future.
Yeah,
But my questions are like from his past. In Thunderbolts, or I guess really in the comics, Robert, whatever his last name is, I'm pretty sure he's actually a scientist in the comics.
I think so. Yeah,
But either way, regardless, he gets powers, right,
yeah,
from experimentation.
yeah.
My question is,
It's supposed to be like 100 suns or 1,000 suns, something like
yeah,
that.
my question is, why did it work on him? Because it's an experiment. There's other
Right.
test subjects. Why was he the only one that it worked on?
Yeah, they didn't really specify about that.
Right.
I think it was just like a chance of luck.
Right, but if it's just a chance of luck, then that kind of ruins the lore, the previous lore from.
I mean,
Him.
it was the same thing about Captain America though.
What do you mean?
Like the super serum, the super soldier serum was like pure luck. Like it wasn't gonna work until the whole thing started haywiring. You remember that?
Right, but no, that's what I'm saying. Is like there's a certain aspect inside the character that made the serum work. Like for Steve Rogers, he was a purely good person. That's what made it good for him. Because it works on other people as well.
Right.
Or like, well, so
No, I'm talking about like the way it happened. Like it wasn't going to work. Like everything was like gonna explode and shit. You don't remember the scene? Like electricity started flying everywhere. Like oh my god, it's getting uncontrolled. And he's like, no, don't stop it, don't stop it. Like you don't remember?
that's not what that was.
What was that?
So
What was that? Not the super series?
no, it was.
Right.
The thing is, the machine they had
Yeah.
calibrated. So they used it on Johann Schmidt, the Red Skull, first.
Uh huh.
And the Red Skull, its side effect to him was that he got a Red Skull.
Uh huh.
So they calibrated their machine to work at a certain extent. But because Steve Rogers was that purely good person and the serum was working for him differently, the machine wasn't calibrated to work to exceed their expectations. They underestimated its performance. So that's why the machine was like going haywire and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't, prepared for all that.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so regarding Sentry's background, I felt like too much of it is left unanswered, and too much of it was just told.
Yeah, right.
We didn't get like a flashback or anything, which would have been nice because
that would have been definitely nice. Yeah.
Because this movie, we said it in our Thunderbolts trailer reaction, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty good and pretty funny. I think it's one of our best videos actually on
Yeah,
YouTube.
because I'm being an idiot most of the time.
What is this, Area 61?
Okay, buddy.
No, but we can see so in our Thunderbolts trailer reaction, we said that this movie was gonna have like a lot of like Mindscape type of
Yeah,
things,
right.
and it does. So and we can see that in the trailer, so it's not really
Yeah.
a spoiler. You can tell if you can't tell it in the trailer, then
Seek help.
yeah. But no. With this being Mindscapes, we get a glimpse into like, into people's heads. It would have been
Right.
nice to get a flashback of Bob of Sentry, like why he is who he is, and maybe even a flashback of how he got the serum. Yes, it was talked about in the movie of how he got the serum, but like it wasn't it would have been nice to see like a full-fledged out.
No, yeah, like him
scene.
and like everything going on. Yeah.
Right. That's all I have for negatives and positives and general overview for Thunderbolts. You have anything else?
No.
Okay.
I'll explain entirely accurately.
All right. So yeah, that's going to do it for our spoiler-free segment. Now we're going to move into our spoiler-filled segment. This is your spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen Thunderbolts Asterisk
Which
yet,
you should go watch.
absolutely go watch it. It's definitely worth watching. Definitely better than Brave New World.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Better CGI too.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and then come back and hear our full uncensored, unfiltered review. Alright, so now we're getting into our spoiler-filled review for Thunderbolts. Alex, I'm going to let you take lead on this one.
Starting off with Bob. The Sentry. The Void. That guy, my main man, Bob. How you doing? Anyways. But, he was a really cool character. You were talking about how, his background wasn't shown. Oh, what did I say I had a rebuttal to? No, the scientist shit. I don't think they can, because in the movie, the whole premise of the movie is like, it starts off with Val like being all super scared because they're trying to impeach her. Right. They're trying to get her off the government or whatnot.
Because they know that she's doing bad stuff.
Yeah. So she's like going around torturing everything, basically killing everything, and not like destroying everything, all evidence.
Right.
So that's why I don't think so, because everything that they have on the experiment and on Bob has practically just been destroyed already.
Right. Yeah.
And it would have been Bob too, unless he wasn't discovered. Right. So like the movie could have ended unless they didn't bump into the box.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's literally could have been the whole movie, and that was it. But since they bumped into him and activated him, yeah, now they have a whole Sentry problem. But I don't think they could replicate it anymore, because I think she said that took a long time to replicate, like years.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was from the Super Soldier Serum, wasn't it? Like
I don't
the
know.
original.
Yeah. It was it was like the compound of it, and then they like fucked around with it and like made it extra buffy or whatnot.
Right, because they did say they needed a new group of scientists. Right.
Yeah,
because because Yelena blew up the lab.
Yeah. No. It was Torch, anyways. Oh yeah, Yelena blew up the lab in the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
Right. She was only supposed to like.
She was, I think so.
I think she was only supposed to like get rid of like the original files or whatever, or the actual like hard evidence.
Yeah.
But she couldn't get the entire thing.
No, yeah, she couldn't get in there because she didn't have facial recognition.
Right.
And the scientist was like super loyal. Was like, I won't get you. And then,
right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And she destroyed it anyways.
Anyway, yeah. So can't be replicated. That's a good point. So Sentry can't be replicated.
Or at least it will take a long time before they do.
Right. If they do, I mean, I feel
it'll be like maybe 10 movies down.
No, I feel like Hyperion will make an appearance before that.
Probably.
And so with Hyperion coming in, they'll probably be like, whatever, we're not gonna do it anymore.
So
anyway, you opened up with
Bob. He has three personalities.
Right. So our theory. So we don't really know much of Sentry.
Because the movie doesn't explain it that much. Like, not even Sentry knows a lot about Sentry.
Right.
That's like the whole. Like, this whole movie is mystery about trying to figure out what Bob really is. Yeah.
And it's great. That's a cool aspect. But neither one of us know much about Sentry. I've only pieced together like what I've seen on social media and whatnot. We never read anything about Sentry. I'll say that.
All we know is that he's practically Homelander. That's about it. Superman, MCU Superman, or Marvel Superman, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
With different.
He's in the Superman conversation.
Yeah, basically.
Right. But yeah, so we don't really know much about him. We don't really know who his character is, but our theories are that he has now 3 personalities.
Yeah.
He has his original normal Bob.
Yeah, and now he has the Sentry and the Void.
Right.
And the Void is supposed to be like some super depressed, oh, I'm alone, no one's here for me.
So I know, so of what I know of Sentry, when he becomes Sentry, that darker half, the Void, is like the alter ego to him.
Yeah.
So Sentry is the alter ego to Bob, but then the Void is the alter ego to Sentry.
Yeah.
So it really is kind of 2 people, but in the MCU it makes it like 3.
Yeah, 3 basically.
Bob, whenever he becomes Sentry, whenever he uses
it's like a whole different personality.
Whenever he becomes Sentry and uses Sentry's powers, he says that he blacks out and doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
So, in the movie,
My fault.
Sentry or Bob, he expresses himself as having high days and low days.
And those low days are very, very low.
And those are the void days.
Yeah.
So
it just feels like a void.
Originally, I think that it's like Bob has some serious mental health problems.
Oh, he definitely
has
does.
Bipolar, whatever.
Did you catch any of the why?
What do you mean?
Like why? Like where does it stem from?
Isn't it so? There's a flashback of him getting like beat by his dad.
Yeah, basically, and he has like
but it's that
family abuse.
But in his drug problems.
Yeah, and like his mom was also abused by his dad.
Right.
She has a bunch of family issues.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So clearly he's got some mental health problems, and the drugs he was already on, plus now this miracle drug that Val gave him, it superpowered him, but also superpowered his mental illness.
Yeah, which created the void.
Which created Sentry and the void as alter egos. In Thunderbolts, it made it seem like whenever he uses the powers, Sentry gets activated, and it runs the risk of the void being activated as well. So that's why Bob tries not to be Sentry.
No, yeah, because at the end of in the post credits, they were like, I don't want to go into it right now, but they were like asking like Bob, like, hey, why can't you fly up somewhere?
Yeah,
and he was like, sorry guys, I can't, because if I activate Sentry, other guys got to come out too.
Yeah.
And they don't really know how to handle that all right now, so they just might as well just leave him be as Bob for now.
Right.
So it's like really weird because it's really interesting because how are they gonna like actively like use him? Because like
I think they're less of trying to use him, more trying to protect him and Sentry? The world from letting that side loose. Yeah.
No way.
It kind of like Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Right, but like at some point he tames the Hulk.
Right, but I don't know if...
Dude, I don't know.
It's a great mystery.
Yeah, it really is. But, like, I don't know. The thing is, like, we don't know until he tries.
Right.
Right, but, like, I think... I get what you mean, though, because, like, even trying... Because they did try, and then all of New York, or what was it? Manhattan. Was swallowed by the void. Also, which was an amazing scene to watch, bro.
Yes,
that was... Ooh.
That was such a villainous... scene. It was the void taking over. By the way, actually, hang on. Let's go into some of my spoilers. So, we were right about the mindscaping thing with the void. The takeover,
which they tease like throughout the movie because he doesn't know he has these powers, but he touches Yelena first, and she spaces out
and has a flashback.
Yeah, a flashback of like her in the red room and like her first test, and then it was Walker when they were leaving the facility at the top, and he was helping Bob up. He grabbed his hand to pull him up, and then like you see, I actually wanted to bring this up. You see him was his kid,
his son,
and they're like, he's having an argument with his wife, which I really like because in the scene he's looking at like his downfall, which is like I really think was like a good like detail because like they're bringing this character back and the actor back, and like during the whole show of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the actor himself got bad rep for being Captain America.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
which is super interesting to see because like it's basically him, the actor, and the character like bringing brought up again in good light.
Right.
So which I really liked. It was like a very like metaphorical like scene.
Yeah, and that goes back to me saying how Thunderbolts did a great job of reintroducing and building on top of.
Yeah.
So getting that flashback post Falcon Winter Soldier of Walker and what he's been through to get him to this point.
Yeah. Very
good to see. Very glad they included that.
I think we also saw Valentina's flashback. I think her dad was like murdered.
Of how she of the roots of her problems.
Yeah, right.
I love in the beginning when she's like, you forgot the duh in my last name. It's Duh Fontaine.
Yeah.
Like this guy over here, he's the Secretary of Defense, not Secretary Offense.
Dude, her character's so like, bro. It's so like it's like having like an annoying like smarter like younger like sibling that's like constantly correcting you and everything.
Right.
And then like they'll like even if they know they're wrong, they'll never let go because they're that stubborn.
She's
and then turn around and be like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Like because that's literally what she does. Yeah. She'd be like, "Impeachment. I ain't scared." And like it comes to the next, she's like, "Burn everything. I'm fucking terrified." And I'm like, dude, there's no way. But like her way of upholding her poker face is very good. Yeah.
And it adds that layer of
like
villain to her.
seriousness into her. Yeah.
Yeah. There were no cameos in this movie, which
actually, thank God. Yeah.
I did like. The only one I would have accepted would be Daddy C. Thunderbolt Ross, not as Red Hulk, maybe as Red Hulk against the final fight.
I mean, I guess he did get a cameo.
How?
They talked about it.
Oh yeah, they did talk about like the last president we had was a raging red monster.
Basically just saying, why are y'all worried about me when we got bigger issues to fry?
Right. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, there were no cameos. Glad there were no cameos. I thought the movie was better off without cameos.
Yeah.
Well, technically there was a cameo post-credit scene, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's just say it's fantastic. Say that again. So next I want to get into the fight scene with all of the Thunderbolts versus Sentry. It was such a realistic fight scene. Like if you leave all the superhero nonsense aside and just get into this scene, 100% realistic. Sentry is whooping all of these guys in seconds.
Realistically, yeah, basically. He like held back.
Yeah, he was just standing there letting Bucky throw hits at him, and he wasn't budging at all.
No, yeah, and like they were retreating, like literally limping, like
right,
like but like I don't know, they were just
Walker and Red
Their
Guardian.
life was forfeit at that point. They were leaving. Yeah, Walker had a taco shield, as he said himself, and then they were leaving, and then like Val was like, "Finish the job," and he's like, "Why? They're not threats to me."
Right,
which was insane because that's why I say he's like in my opinion, he's a very Homelander complex because he was like, why should I fear people when I'm basically
has that
a
personality?
God? Yeah, like he holds himself as a god. He's like, why should I listen to you? Like for what? Like what benefit do you have to me if I could do all these things? And she's like, well, damn it. And like because like how are you going to control something like that? Especially when they acknowledge how they are and like what they are. There's no way. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Sentry, so powerful, very well portrayed to be as powerful,
and completely immune to bullets, by the way.
And knives and literally
everything, bro.
Like Ghost, or was it Ghost, or was it Red Guardian? He like literally stabbed Sentry in the face with a knife and it shattered.
No, I think he vaporized it.
Oh, is that what happened?
I think so. Something like that.
It all happened so quick. The fight ended so quick,
as it should have been.
Again, very realistic how it should have been. Very glad they did that. My only complaint about it is that we didn't get enough of Sentry in the costume, the full-fledged out Sentry. We didn't get enough of him. I don't know if I'm happy or upset with that yet. Because if they're saving him for another project,
they
then
probably
I'm
most
happy
definitely
with
are.
it.
Yeah.
But if not, and we don't see him for like years,
it's gonna be a big issue. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I wish we got more Sentry.
No, yeah, because we got more of Void than we did Sentry.
Yeah. No, we.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
no, we
definitely
did. We did.
Taskmaster was flatlined within 5.
That was literally the next point. That was literally the next point.
In the movie, Yelena works for Val, as like Secret Service and whatnot. Gets basically just does her dirty work, as does John, Walker, Ghost, Taskmaster. That's it, right? It's just the 4 of them, right?
Yeah,
it's 4 of them because Red Guardian has nothing to do with anything,
right?
Not till way later, yeah. But they're all called into the special facility where Bob is being held. Where they're just like, this other secret agent of mine knows what we're doing, and she like wants to steal everything, expose it. So she's sent in to kill Ghost, which we see walk in, like vaporize herself in, and like the whole transition walks in.
Let's clean this up. What? So you're right, but like it's all like you're like connecting the dots from all over the place.
Okay, my fault, bro.
It sounds very scattered. No, you're completely right, but it's just like
it sounds very scattered.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But because I was there with you. Yeah, but like They're gonna be like,
no, I presume they watched the movie already.
Right, no, but like I know how you talk, and I understand what you're saying because I know your lingo.
He's calling me autistic.
No, that's not.
No, go ahead. Explain it. Explain it clearly.
Okay, so like you said, all these characters, Walker, Ghost, Taskmaster, and Yelena, they all work for Val. Well, Val, being the secretive person she is, wants to get rid of, her loose ends, which are these characters, on top of the bad shit that she's doing. So she sends in each one of these characters
to go in after each other.
Correct.
But they don't know that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now you can go.
Yeah, so they meet up at the bottom, and then who does it start? No, I think she sees Walker first.
No. It's Yelena walks in first, and then Walker comes out because Walker's assigned to kill her.
Oh yeah. And then they all basically come out one by one, fighting because they don't ask questions. They just get straight to hands.
Right.
Yeah, and then basically throughout the midst of everything going on, Ghost just fucking pow, and then Taskmaster's dead, just like that.
So Taskmaster was tasked
to kill Walker.
Walker,
yeah.
And she thought that she put down Ghost for a little bit, but Ghost comes right back up and then is invisible and then reappears right in front of her and just pops her in the dome.
Yeah. And that causes everyone to just freeze because they're just like, damn.
Yeah, and then Ghost goes, okay, see you guys later. My job's done.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And then she tries leaving, and that's when the whole thing closed down. And then we get introduced to Bob, and they're just like, how are we going to get out of here? Oh, shit.
Point being, Taskmaster's death was pretty much probably every MCU fan's favorite thing to happen.
She had one line, which was, I think, stay out of my way, or something that.
No, she opened her mask, which is, by the way, very cool.
Yeah.
I liked the way it was very Iron Man-ish. She leaned over to Yelena and was like, I'm not here for you. Don't get in my way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that we finally we finally tied a bow on this character, done with her, Now we can get the real Taskmaster to come in, hopefully.
Just don't bring him in general. I don't think it matters anymore with Doom in the picture.
This Taskmaster shouldn't even be remembered, to be honest. I mean, props to the actress for, doing a good job of being, a villain, I guess.
Yeah.
But the way
it's not her fault, it's the script's fault.
Right. The way that she was written, Taskmaster is supposed to be someone with a photographic memory that memorizes people's moves and can fight like them.
Yeah.
She got her ass handed to her time and time again in the one fight sequence. Should not have happened.
Yeah.
In last episode, the episode before, we were talking about how there was a clip with Walker versus Taskmaster. It was a one-on-one, and she gets her booty rocked.
Basically.
John punches her to the ground 40 yards away.
I mean, he's a super soldier, so it's understandable.
Right. Yeah. And then I think that she gets up
and then whoops his ass.
And whoops him because now she's got the photographic memory.
Then she gets blitzed literally right after that.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. She literally just dies right after.
Though it's literally so funny because, they don't talk about her at all or anything.
No, they do.
Yelena's like, don't defile her body. Because I think they're, taking shit from her body. And she's like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah, have some
respect. She just died. Yeah, have some respect.
She has some sort of attachment to her because in Black Widow, Natasha was trying to kill Dreykov, but Taskmaster was in the room as a little girl, like younger. She was in the room as collateral damage. So she was presumed dead.
Right.
But then when Yelena in Black Widow realized that Black Widow's biggest regret wasn't actually, didn't actually happen. She didn't actually kill her. It, brought some sort of, connection to them because they also freed her.
Yeah,
Black Widow and Yelena freed her from her father's control. So that's why there was some sort of attachment. And throughout the movie, I forgot who she talks to. I think it's either Walker or Ghost. She's talking to somebody.
No, she talks to Ghost because she's like, "Oh, did you know her?"
Right.
And it basically explains the whole premise of Black Widow.
Right.
To her in a very small snippet. Yeah.
Right.
And then after that, she's never mentioned again.
Right. Yeah. So very abrupt ending for Taskmaster.
Fraud Master.
Great name. We're coining that Fraud Master. I'm not really upset that Fraud Master's gone.
Nope. I don't think anyone was, but it was definitely shocking to see how they just laid her out just like that. Because it was so funny because she's in the poster board and everything.
Right.
she just dies within like
30 seconds.
Yeah, like it's so funny.
She has like 30 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, and like one line, and it like, dude, it's just like you can't help but like maybe giggle a little bit because it's like, whoa.
I think it's like the only reason why she, like the actress for it, like we were talking earlier, like I wonder how much she got paid. I think the only reason why she got paid more than her stunt double was because that the mask thing, they revealed her face. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, it's probably why they like. It's probably like the reason why she got to do it though, because they were gonna reveal her face and be like,
bringing back this character, right? Oh, earlier when we were talking about Bob, I wanted to bring up the connection between Bob and Yelena. So the movie opens why they're so connected is because the movie opens up with Yelena talking, about Natasha and how she feels so empty now, and there's a void. Yeah.
She doesn't know what to do. Like,
right.
And then, person like that doesn't understand mental issues at all.
Right. And then when she first encounters Bob, there's an immediate connection, what's it called? Similarity.
Yeah, because they're both heavily depressed. Because
they're both depressed, and they both have that void.
Yeah, because I think there's like some point they're trying to escape, and she just like, I think Bob was just like, just leave me here because I am no help to you guys at all.
Right, and she's like,
I'm better off dead. And she's like, no, don't say that.
She's like, no, I understand what it's like to feel alone, to feel empty, like there's a void in you.
Yeah, she's like, you just have to push it back all the way down.
Anyway, there's a big connection with them, and that's a great aspect of this film. All right, and then this is pretty much where I start yapping real quick. Pretty much some nitpicks and some just general thoughts. I want to talk about the ending, and then I want to talk about the post-credit scene. Okay, we'll start with the ending. The void is taken down by a post-pep talked Bob. Yelena gives Bob, so they're all inside Bob's mind.
Basically, the void was brought out, and he starts voiding everyone. Through his shadows.
Right.
And Yelena is like, I gotta go save him, so let me walk in here. And then everyone else eventually joins in.
Right. So now they're all inside Bob's head.
And they're trying to figure out how to get out.
Right. Or really trying to how to get out and stop what's happening.
The void, yeah.
Right. So Yelena gives Bob the pep talk, like, you're better than this guy, you're not this dark side, you're not this person, you can beat him, you can stop this. So the void, a powerful character, one of the most powerful characters in Marvel, is taken down by a post-pep talked dweeb. Or loser.
He's not a dweeb.
Loser, we'll say that.
Right,
loser.
Yeah.
I would just really like one time just have it be to have a powerful person be taken down by a fight where something insane, crazy, or awesome happens. Like with Invincible, he literally the adrenaline kicks in and he just beats the frick out of Conquest, someone who's clearly superior to him. But in this movie, it's taken down by a pep talk.
I don't know. Actually, I can see that, but I just don't see it. I don't see it happening any other way, especially with Sentry and the type of character that he is. Like, who are they gonna call for help?
Right. No. So
it makes sense in a way, but it's like also like very downplayed because it's like you expect more, but at the same time, like, who are you expecting for? So
right. Like, no, so going inside his head, I don't have a problem with. It's literally just that it was the pep talk that put the thing in motion is what happened. Is what's the problem. So I have an example of how that scene would have gone or could have gone. It's not good. I'm not a writer, so don't whatever.
Yeah, that one guy commented, "Thank God y'all ain't the writer."
Right. No, okay, I made a good point though. It's like he said that comment was posted underneath like how Red Hulk,
something about
it's how Red Hulk came out because he had a temper tantrum. General Ross was a general during the war. He should have a more fortified mind than that. He should be able to handle pressure. But no, he had a temper tantrum and hulked out. I said that I would have rather it been like the Serpent Society, a very lackluster villain or group of villains.
Yeah.
I would have rather have been the Serpent Society try to make an assassination attempt on him, and then he just hulks out. That's all I said. I feel like that would have been a way better way for him to hulk out. Thank God y'all aren't writers. I'm sorry. What would you have rather happen? Because if you say that scene, if you like the way that scene went, you're having a laugh, mate.
Whatever. That's what the comments are for. Speak your minds.
Yeah.
I
just
I invite it. But if we bring it up,
if we talking about it in here, then it means it's either really good or really stupid.
But you know what? Everyone has an opinion in free speech, so
I guess. I said so. The kill switch that Val made to kill Sentry, I would have rather it because Sentry's such a powerful person. I said, what if the kill switch didn't kill Sentry, but instead weakened a barrier inside Sentry's mind? This barrier is what separated Sentry from the Void.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me cook.
I think it might have been though.
Right, but let me cook. Let me go further. Okay, so it weakened a barrier inside his mind, and the Thunderbolts came up with a strategy that completely broke it. So it was weakened, and the Thunderbolts completely shattered it. Whether it was a concussive blow or some other device that Val had kept up, maybe it was another kill switch to further break it. So now that barrier is completely broken, this is when the Void takes over. The Void comes out and is like, "I'm more powerful. Let me handle this." All right.
Right.
But in the midst of the fight, Sentry and the Void are clearly conflicting, clearly fighting within each other. It's an internal conflict.
Because that does happen though, right? That's normal for him.
That it's supposed it is
yeah.
Right. It is normal for him. It wasn't in the movie, but in the comics, it is a normal thing to happen for him. So, in the midst of the fight, Sentry comes back, and the two personalities clearly keep switching back and forth.
I think the budget's too high for that, or too low for that.
This is when the Thunderbolts go into the whole Mindscape thing and help Bob / Sentry get into a full-on fist fight to take down the Void.
Oh, so you think it would have been better if it was Sentry versus the Void?
Right.
Okay.
Because now we're back inside of the Void, inside his head.
But it's them two figuratively fighting.
Right, now it's them actually fighting each other instead of Bob versus the Void. It's Sentry, Bob, the Void, and all the Thunderbolts all collectively. It's like a full-on fist fight derby. They're all going at it to take this guy down. And again, I'm still okay with the whole Bob can't be Sentry and use Sentry's powers without also being the Void. That whole aspect is fine. Just after this theoretical fight inside the Void, Bob can make it known that he will take a self-oath or whatever and not become Sentry or not use Sentry's powers because he doesn't want to let out that Void side.
Yeah.
It's just, you gotta stop doing this whole pep talk thing. I mean, sure, you can do it, but it also would be better if the pep talk is given, but it still doesn't work, Like, if Yelena gave Bob the pep talk, and then Void just vaporized Bob, but then Sentry came out of nowhere, and then just, then it was a fist fight. I want it to be an actual powerful fight, again, like in an Invincible. Invincible continuously goes up against people that are more superior, stronger than him, and he still finds a way to overcome that and just fight his way out of it. So much better than, you can do better than this. Lock in, twin. You gotta stop doing that.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I definitely do think that the whole switching between personalities is way above the budget. I think they would have done it.
I get. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
Because it's going from black from yellow, and then different hair. Because like he's all black, so it's just like.
But yes, in the movie he's all black, but in the comics he's red and black instead of it. Like I was surprised because like instead of his eyes were glowing up like.
Dude, I don't know if it was you sun. Or I could barely see that screen. Like they need to turn up the brightness.
I think it was
just
our theater. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes and no.
No, because there was at some points where we could see like the Sentry, or I think it was the Void. I don't know who it was. Like pop up through his eye, like he'll do something and his eye will glow. And me and us were like, "Is his eye glowing or are we tripping?"
I don't know. I think it was just to establish that he had powers.
No, yeah. But like we didn't know. We didn't know it was happening though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was still hard to see. It was like, wait, did his eyes glow or not?
Yeah. Which I don't know if it was intended or just theater was like bum lights and I just couldn't see anything.
Right. Because you guys asked me. I was like, wait, did his eyes? Because it was like in when they were escaping inside.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't glow.
Yeah, which is like, because I sort of got me and Alex thought we saw something glow, but
But yeah, that's just how I would have rather had that final fight end. I feel like they could have done better. Now, with the ending, the Thunderbolts are now known as
the New Avengers.
Kill
with
myself.
a whole new. They have the old Avengers, the Avengers Tower, or Stark Tower, as their new headquarters. Honestly, the only one that makes me annoyed about this whole new Avengers is Red Guardian.
Yeah.
He
has no involvement. He has no.
Yeah, literally, bro. I'm like, why are you here? No, because it's so funny because they're the new Avengers, but Bob isn't a part of it. But he still sits in the tower. Mm-hmm. He's just like there.
No, he was like, I can't help you guys. I can't use my powers.
He's reading a fucking book and a milkshake on the table.
But I did the dishes.
Dude, I fucking love Bob, bro.
I love Bob too. Oh my god, he's such a good character.
No, yeah, but like Guardian's just trying to like make money or something. No, it was so funny because after they became the Guardian, like he cleaned himself up.
Mm-hmm.
That's some funny shit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, basically, they're the new Avengers. Bucky, his outfit is actually the outfit that he wears in the Thunderbolts comics. So yeah, it's like Red Star, the badge. He has a little black thingy.
Right.
But now they have the Avengers sign on their left shoulders.
Right.
All of them do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Ghost's haircut. I don't know who the fuck told her to do that.
Right. So I wanted to get into this. So I said that the Thunderbolts are now known as the New Avengers, which bothers me quite a bit. I don't like that. That's not who the New Avengers are.
Which I don't think it's gonna stick.
It better not.
It's not going to.
Because in the post-credit scene, they're like talking about how Sam Wilson is.
It has been 14 months after the fact, by the way.
Yes.
So that's an insane thing. It's been 14 months.
A year and 2 months.
A year and 2 months. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of time.
Right. So in the post-credit scene, we do that time skip 14 months ahead now. It opens up with Yelena and Bucky talking about how
Sam doesn't approve of the New Avengers, which is them.
Right, how he doesn't approve of them being the new team of Avengers. He's like, because Yelena and Bucky are talking. He's like, Sam could sue us?
He's taking copyright of the Avengers name.
Right, he's like, because the whole thing is because the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, was the leader of the Avengers,
and he's not in it. But now it's Walker.
But his mantle was passed down, is now officially passed down to Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson is now the official real Captain America. Yeah. So he should be the leader of the New Avengers. And as of Brave New World, he is literally building a new Avengers team.
They told him to build a new Avengers team.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's starting off with Joaquin Torres, the Falcon.
Yeah.
I will say, though, like you said, it won't stick. And I think that's going to be a great way for Sam Wilson and his team of Avengers to
make their way in,
to meet and blend in, or mix together, or like collaborate with the Thunderbolts Avengers.
And it'll definitely be like a whole like Sam Wilson's team will be the Avengers, but like how Spider-Man was like in Infinity War, he was still helping them out. It'll definitely be a relationship like that. Yeah, like Thunderbolts will be like a Teen Titans fucking.
I think it's gonna be a very clean transition, or a very clean way to introduce the characters to each other. Like how in Infinity War, Thor met the Guardians.
Yeah, and now he's a part of the Guardians and whatnot.
Right. So and it all makes sense. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's gonna work for Doomsday with Sam Wilson and his team of Avengers, and then Yelena and her Avengers. Again, I don't like Ghost's design. I don't like her look.
They all went like through drastic changes. The only changes I like, Yelena looks, I think, the exact same.
Yelena, did she dye her hair red? It looks like she has like some red highlights or something. I don't know. In her hair.
I think all I saw was blonde. She has a cool new suit. I like her suit. Bucky
got
a makeover.
I like her suit before.
Did you?
I don't like. So the only suit I like.
I don't know. I think it was too black. I didn't like. There was like, I mean, I guess it makes sense because like the job that she has, like might as well conceal and whatnot.
The only person I think got upgraded was Bucky.
Oh yeah, by a landslide.
That's the only. I don't like any of that.
His new look is amazing now. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Ghost. Her suit is cool, but like she has like this different hairstyle. Like Alex turned to me, he's like, "Bro, what the fuck happened to her hair?"
Yeah, she has like a bob now. In her
Yeah,
head.
and I'm like, "Bro, what the hell?" Yeah, and Red Guardian. So I don't know why that guy's on the team.
I mean, we didn't even see his upgraded suit unless it was on the Wii.
No, we didn't.
But I mean,
no,
he's wearing a
NASCAR.
A promo sponsorship.
Yeah.
Outfit.
He's coming out of his Forza movie with his little jumpsuit.
Right.
With Avengers.
Avengers with a Z.
Yeah, so they won't get copyrighted. But why I think it won't stick is because in the post-credit scenes, because I saw a review last night.
The B-Ventures.
There's a lot of news hit like letters and whatnot, and they're all like saying like, and like there's like one head sign is like no Avengers, not my Avengers. Like people aren't like liking it, and it like goes with it because the Ghost is like, because I think United is like, yeah, Sam Wilson is taking all of our credibility, and like and Ghost is like, we even have it to begin with,
right?
So it's not gonna stick at all,
right?
It's like the fact that it's stuck for over a year is insane to me already. Yeah. So, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I think it's a proof that they're a group of people doing, like, good, but it's not a proof that they're doing it.
It's the best I could say. It's just a substitute for now.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Dick Grayson put on the Batman suit
basically.
Until Batman came
back.
Like,
this dude was mad, and I was just like, it was like, the only reason this happened was to save her ass.
Right.
It's the only reason why.
It's really just like a what's it called?
Safe measure.
A public stunt or whatever.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
A social media stunt.
That just took it way too far because they're a whole year and 2 months into it now.
Yeah.
But now that we covered everything,
let's get into the post-credit scene before you start.
Before you start,
I know exactly what you want to talk about. So we've already established the new Avengers are settled up in the old Avengers Tower. That's their new base of operations. The Avengers Tower is now redesigned and whatnot. That's where they are now. Already established, don't like the new designs. Bucky looks good. You can start.
So, Yelena is like, they're talking about whatever the fuck they're talking about. And she's like, we have an outer space problem. And John's like, space? We have no space. It's just tower's humongous. She's like, dumbass, I'm talking about outer space. She whips out her little iPad. Like, give me a whole threat recon. I want a whole thing of whole sweep of outer space.
Satellite image.
Huh?
Satellite image?
Yeah. No, she does a whole sweep, and then the thing finds something, and then Bucky's like, ask for a satellite image. So they get a satellite image, and it's a ship. And you're just like, I was in the theater, oh my god, it's Fantastic Four. And they were just like, no, wait. We haven't seen anything yet, because it's just a ship. But I could tell it was, because it has like the little 4 wings in the trailer, and then it turns, and he's like, everyone was like, oh my god!
Yeah, it was great. We were the only like clear fans in the theater. Okay.
What's crazy? So we're watching the credits for the movie, and this motherfucker, this guy, because it gets to the music section, and we're looking at all the music, and this guy goes, Fantastic Four music. We ain't see anything about Fantastic Four. And Alex is like, oh shit, do you think that's what the post-credit scene is? And we're like, oh, fuck! And now we're super hyped because we're just like, no way it's going to be Fantastic Four, bro. So, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, yeah, the way that event...
The whole build-up was amazing.
The way it unfolded for us, yes. We were watching the post-credit scene. I see underneath, like, the music credits...
Yeah, it's like the intro from Fantastic Four, yeah.
It says, Fantastic Four First Steps theme.
Yeah.
And I said, like you said, Fantastic Four, we haven't seen anything from... There was no Fantastic Four in there. I didn't hear that. And then, yep.
Other Alex was like, do you think that's what the post-credit scene is? And I turned around, I was like,
no way. And then, no, I was surprised. Me and other Alex were not expecting it to be Fantastic Four. We were like, whose ship is this? Is it going to be Fantastic Four? Or is it
and I was like, it's Fantastic Four!
And this guy screams, and he like not like without hesitation, didn't skip a beat. As soon as he saw the ship, he's like, oh my god, it's Fantastic Four.
Bro, because I knew from the trailer, I was like, that has to be Fantastic Four.
Me and other Alex sat up on our seats, and we were like, looking
because they like got up because like the ship was moving and turning, and because like to reveal the logo, and it reveals, and they're like, oh my god!
And yeah, as soon as we see that the Fantastic Four theme turns on, and we're like, oh my god, it's Fantastic Four! Yeah. Oh my gosh! So with that being said,
we have some theories.
Fantastic Four is confirmed to be in the MCU, and with that being said, our theory here in the podcast still going strong. So, Fantastic Four is confirmed to be in the MCU. With that being said, our theory here in the podcast...
Our theory
here on the podcast is still very strong.
Yep.
Our theory is that Reed Richards, in his own Fantastic Four universe, is working on some sort of multiversal device. That's what Galactus or Silver Surfer is here to,
Yeah, because she did something wrong, and now their Earth is being targeted.
And so Reed Richards did something with this multiversal device, and we think that by the end of Fantastic Four, that device is going to bring them into our MCU universe. Yeah. If we are right about this, Kevin Feige, you better invite us to the Avengers Secret Wars premiere.
Red carpet.
Oh my gosh.
No, I have a new theory cooking up actually, because a new trailer came out for Fantastic Four and it shows a destroyed Earth.
Let's hear it. No, I want
to. Because I was gonna tell him at the theories like save it for the podcast tomorrow, and I was like, fine. So my theory is, which I think is circulating around, that this movie's gonna be a movie where they don't win at all. They don't win at all, and their Earth it does get eaten by Galactus, and their way of leaving and why they're in the MCU is them escaping.
So
and they're leaving, and they're thinking that the reason is either because of whatever he's building, or because of their child. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
When we were when we were in the theater.
Oh, because the Fantastic Four trailer played.
Right.
Yeah. Because I had said a theory like no, because I said before like something bad is gonna happen because I said Reed Richards is always so worried and concerned throughout the whole entire trailer.
And as a joke, I said, what if they are coming to the MCU because they're like, frick our universe is done for.
No, yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Literally might be.
And go to the MCU.
Yeah.
That further theory, like solidifies your theory.
Yeah. Because it literally might be true, yeah. Because then we were watching it and he was like, oh my god, you're so right. He literally looks so scared like all the time. Yeah. Because like he has no idea what the fuck he's doing anymore.
Right.
Like all his plans are just thrown out the window. Like he's like out of ideas. Out of options, bro.
Bro, we are cooking.
It's literally insane. Because I was just like, yeah, because the only one that's like being reassuring is Susan Storm. Throughout the whole movie, she's like, it's okay. Bro, and she's like, it's okay. We'll figure something out as a family. He's only doing that because at the end of the trailer, she's like,
dude. No, every scene she's in, when she was like, we'll get through this as a family. Stop, Mom. Oh.
Anyways,
Vanessa Kirby's like face card.
That's what I think, and that's what a lot of people are thinking. I thought of it first, though.
That is a great theory. That's definitely going to be a clip.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what it's going to be.
Okay, so let's reestablish our theory now. Okay,
right.
So, the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards is working on a multiversal device.
Yeah,
and there's issues with it. Galactus and Silver Surfer are coming to Earth. Reed Richards,
Silver Surfer announced it first. Yeah,
they are coming to their Earth, and Alex, carry it on from there. They're gonna lose.
Which I guess further enhances it because at some point in the trailer they're just like, "Are we gonna be okay?" And this man says, "I don't know." That is the most crippling things you ever want to hear from a superhero ever, bro. If I'm watching that from my house from the news, it's over. Why do I even... Well, there's no hope left. Like, bro, there is no way. So, yeah. Something happens, and they're leaving. Because Galactus ends up... Earth.
Devouring their planet.
And so then that's what it leads into the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, where they're just stranded at space, and you see their ship because they were fleeing from their universe.
Or it was probably in an attempt to save their universe.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to bring their entire world to another universe
which I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Regardless, the multiversal device that Reed Richards was working on, they have to use it to survive, and they use it, and now they are now in the MCU universe.
And regardless, they're in a load of shit. Like, it is bad. Like, it is really bad. Because I never seen this man Richards in despair before, in this much despair before.
Right.
It is insane.
Dude, imagine fleeing your planet that's now gone because of Galactus, straight into going into a new planet with a new threat of Doctor Doom.
Yeah, which I think the whole reason it's coming here is to help their Earth, which I think will lead up to the second Fantastic Four movie.
Right.
In my opinion.
In Doomsday, Reed Richards is either gonna be the biggest pussy or the fucking most solid character. Like,
he has to be the solid character because he's the smartest one there at this point.
No, but if he's, like I said, if he's afraid because he's afraid of of what happened on his planet to happen on the MCU, if he's afraid of that happening,
at this point, I don't think so.
He's either gonna be too scared, or he's gonna be.
If anything, he's gonna be like,
brave.
"How the fuck have y'all not been targeted with the shit y'all been doing here?"
No, not like that. So he's either gonna be too scared of it to happen again, or he's gonna overcome that fear and be an absolute freaking badass.
I don't know. People are also saying they might defeat them. They might defeat the Galactus the original way they did in the comics with some device thingy. I don't know. I ain't really Fantastic Four, but that's another theory going on, which I highly doubt. No. I don't think so. But I definitely think they're fleeing in some way. I don't think there is no other reason why they just go to another dimension.
Right.
If it wasn't for help or resources. So
right.
I don't think
maybe it is for help.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's for help. Like, something is going on. They can't do it themselves.
Right.
Right. So I don't think, like, the whole movie is going to be about, like, it's going to be like, the hope is going to be all the way up here, and it's going to, like, throughout the movie, it's going to be like, meh, meh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just going to be a whole despair movie the entire time. So there's no, because I can't see them in, like, any other reason why they'd come to the MCU. Because it's official now, they're in the MCU.
Right.
And they're coming through here through dimensional means.
Right.
So I can't see another way.
I think in that 14-month gap of Thunderbolts, that's when Fantastic Four takes place.
It might be, yeah.
Because then that makes sense that they're in the MCU now.
Which is weird, though, because I think both areas are taking place in different times. Like Fantastic Four, I don't think it's taking place. When does Marvel take place or MCU?
I don't even know at this point.
It's like, but it's like way modern, right?
As of
like 2030, 2040.
Yeah, as of this point.
But I don't think Fantastic Four is going to be in 2040 though.
They have the right.
That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be very interesting for them to like come here and then be like.
But that's the point of the multiverse.
Right.
The point of the multiverse is that the reason why you can't. Earth's universes can't see each other is because they vibrate at a different frequency. Yeah. And part of that is that certain universes will start or end
in different times.
At different times. It just so happens to be that Fantastic Four, their world is say the 60s, but their society is already more technologically more advanced.
Some Fallout shit. But yeah, that's my little theory I cooked up literally at that moment.
Yeah, that was good. That's why we're called the Supeologists, bro. Theorizing.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. Sam Wilson was discussed. They need to give my man John Walker a new fucking shield. That shit is still bent.
Right. Dude, no, they need to give him the helmet back. He literally.
You didn't like the toupee, the little thingy hat thingy,
the beret. Is that what's called?
I think it's called beret. Yeah.
No, I get it. It fits his character. I get it.
Yeah.
But the U.S. agent wears a helmet. The whole thing is that he's supposed to be a Captain America adjacent, not adjacent, but like
junior varsity
Captain America.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Walker.
It's so funny too because it's Bucky's the one that stops him.
Yeah,
and he actually only listens to. Oh right. So throughout the whole movie, I pointed this out to Nico, but he was like, "It's a little detail." Throughout the whole movie, John is a dickhead to Bob, and throughout the last scene, they're all being held captive by the Void. They're like, because he can manipulate. He's basically fucking Magneto and can just reform objects and just. I don't know, bend them, shape them, whatnot.
Right.
And they're all being restrained because he was beating the shit out of Bob. But all of them were just restrained, carefully. Well, not carefully, but they were restrained. Tied up by ropes, basically.
I know, yeah.
But the only one that wasn't tied up like that was John. He literally impaled through the chest, and I was like, Notice how he's the only one that got impaled because he's the only one been talking shit about Bob the entire movie.
Yeah.
And, like, it's such a funny, like, way to see it because, like, yeah, everyone else is, like, fine. Like, they maybe can't breathe correctly, but this man, John, is in pain and has something impaled through his chest.
Right. That he easily took out.
No, I don't think they could see because they had some force going on and then they got weakened as, like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
right.
That's how they were able to move, yeah.
Right, yeah. But yeah, that is funny, yeah.
Another interesting thing, Bob was beating the Void, but Bob was also becoming a Void?
Yeah, so the whole thing, the Void wanted Bob to kill the Void so that darkness would further become stronger. Because you could tell, like, even when Bob was hitting the Void, each punch was stronger and stronger. Like the wall and floor around him was starting to crack up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So to stop him from letting the darkness in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is funny. Yeah, John was giving Bob shit the entire from
and he
the
paid
get.
for it at the end of the movie.
Yeah. One of our theories was that someone was gonna die, Taskmaster.
Oh right.
And then someone was gonna be crippled, and we thought that Red Guardian was crippled.
No, I thought he was gonna die I thought he was gonna die just because, and then Joe was like, no, he's definitely gonna die because we saw this one poster. And Yanela was
holding him.
Was hugging him, yeah, and it looked super like sentimental and emotional,
yeah,
and like I guess it really did drive the point because like you could see bro, why am I butchering her name? Yelena's face had like full of emotion, and like Red Guardian was like kind of like pale and like very emotional, like he looked very like
he was about to
he was losing his life basically.
Right. Yeah, in Thunderbolts, there's a scene where the Void is wreaking havoc and
he's starting to, yeah.
There's debris flying everywhere. Red Guardian sees this little girl in the middle of the street,
and there's like a big debris like falling
there's
right towards her.
There's a giant concrete wall falling, aiming right on top of her. And Red Guardian,
the hero that he is, Red Guardian to go save her.
Red Guardian has that look on his face like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for this life.
Or he's gonna do something. He's gonna go help. And then as soon as I see him run, I'm like,
oh my god, this is where it happens.
No, literally, I was like, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. He's gonna fucking die. And he was like, you're okay, little one. And I'm like, oh, so you're just fine?
Yeah, she's fine. And then the Void sends her into the Void. Dude,
bro,
no, that everybody in our theater like gasped. We're like,
no
way they did
that. Sweet moment. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's face. And then everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? And then like, no, Alex like started laughing, but it was like, what is going on? I was like, bro, I don't know. Yeah, bro. And then Void proceeded to like terrorize everyone there because they were running and screaming and everything.
Yeah, and then everyone started going to the Void.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're at an hour and 43 minutes now.
That might be it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Supeologists Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our Thunderbolts review. Let us know what you thought about the movie down below in the comments or in our DMs on social media.
Any theories you got cooking up, feel free to comment.
Oh yeah, I would love to share some theories.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Supeologists Podcast. Make sure you guys review the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
But yeah, make sure you guys leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. And make sure you guys tune in next week where we'll be doing a top 10 episode.
Little nice episode.
Yeah. Little calm, fun.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get the lads. Because the top 10.
Top 10? Oh, yeah.
We'd
only be able to get like one other lad. Because we have... Unless we do the same... I haven't edited that part where like we had both Joe and Alex on the mic yet.
Couch?
I haven't done the one we were all on the couch or the bracket segments yet.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. We'll see how the next episode goes.
If it's viable, often we'll have them back on.
Right. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.